Hey everyone, today I'll be doing a video walkthrough of Rails Project Management version 2. This is a refactor of version 1. If you aren't familiar with Rails Project Management, I suggest you read my blog post or watch my video walkthrough of the first one, both of which are available on my blog. The goal of this refactor was to implement some dynamic features that make for a better and more seamless user experience. I achieved this through a mix of AJAX, JQuery, and HandleBarsJs, a fantastic templating tool which I highly recommend you guys check out. My focus was on updating the create, read, update functionality for comments and notes, and the filtering options for projects and tasks. I also added in a few other features as a bonus, which I'll show to you guys at the end of the video. Okay, so let's start by logging in. And we'll do this with an account that I've already made. Cool, we're signed in. The first new feature we're going to take a look at is filtering for projects. In version 1, filtering, which used to be these buttons here, was tied to individual routes, controller actions, views, and custom model logic. Meaning, if I wanted to view all complete projects, I would actually be going to projects/complete-projects or some address like that in the address bar. So as you can imagine, this was a very sloppy way of achieving filtering. I wasn't really content with it at the time, but it worked. It was neither flexible nor scalable. I mean, if I needed to create a new filtering button to maybe, let's say, filter by a project's ownership status, I would have to create an entirely new route for that, and a controller action, and a view, and then still have to be able to tie that into the project status and whether or not it's overdue. It would have been a complete nightmare. So all of the filtering functionality is now encapsulated in this form here, which, when submitted, sends an AJAX GET request to the application. Then, using the magic of JavaScript, jQuery, and handlebars, the response is rendered and injected back into the page. So this is much more flexible than the original filtering options. Let me show you. So we have a couple of projects here. Let's filter these by, we'll do overdue. Cool. One project. So, and this looks almost, actually it is exactly like what we just saw here, except this is actually a handlebars template that is being compiled and injected into the page. Back to 3 projects. If I change the ownership, I want to see any projects that maybe we're a collaborator on. We'll filter by that. 0 projects, because we haven't been invited to collaborate on anything yet. And so that's how the project filtering works. The next feature we're going to take a look at is tasks. So let's go over to tasks. The new sorting features here are very similar to projects. The main difference being that some of the functions and logic on the back end are written differently, since with tasks we're dealing with task ownership and assignment versus projects where we're dealing with project owners and collaborators. Regardless, the filtering functionality works basically the same. So let's see, if I wanted to see one of the overdue projects here, we're going to change this to overdue, click filter. Cool, so we can see that, okay, there's one overdue project here, task. Let's see if we wanted to see if there's any overdue task assigned to anyone else. We'll change this to others. No tasks, because we haven't assigned anything to anyone else. Or if we go back to see what's assigned to me, 1 task. Cool. So that's it for the filtering for tasks. The next thing we're going to take a look at is comments. So we're actually going to click into this task. So we're on the task show page, but we can also see the comment feed over here. So I had a lot of fun working on this. Originally, when a user created a comment, the page would refresh and Rails would render the new comment, the comment feed on the task page. To edit a comment, a user would have to click on the edit button, which would then take them to the comment edit page where they would edit the comment. This didn't make for a great user experience. The entire create, read, update process for comments has been refactored to use AJAX and provide a faster, seamless data manipulation experience. So let me show you by creating a comment. This is another comment, and boom, it's been added to the page. To edit the comment, I'm just going to click on edit, and there it is. An edit form has been added to the page, complete with the content that's already in the existing comment. And as soon as I click update, new content is saved and then injected back into the page. And all of this here, this is all handlebars templates, which looks indistinguishable from the original views that were created in Ruby on Rails. So it's pretty amazing stuff. The next thing we're going to take a look at is notes. So what I did for this is similar to comments with a couple of key differences. So in this feed here, we only have our note titles being rendered on this index page through Rails. So if I click on view, what this is going to do is that this is going to send a GET request to the application, and it's going to pull in and render the note content to the page. There we go. And just like comments, I can edit this in place. So if I click on edit, this is going to bring up a title field and a body content field, which I can edit like such. Cool, and that's been edited in place, and I can do the same thing with this one over here as well. Pretty cool stuff. So that covers the major dynamic updates I made to this application using AJAX and JQuery and handlebars, but there was a couple of, well, two other small things that I did just for fun on the side, and one of which is this profile picture over here. So when somebody was testing this, they had actually said, oh, well, you know, in your account you should be able to upload a profile image. It's like, that's a good idea. So what I did was, using Paperclip and ImageMagick, I implemented just a file upload for a profile image, which you can see here, and is rendered as a little icon when you're logged in. The other thing that I updated was the administrator panel. So if you had read the first blog post or watched my first video, you would know that on this page there was a select user role here. So you could either be a user or an administrator. So an administrator would be able to view all projects and tasks and comments and notes and edit all of that stuff on the front end. And they also had access to a special administrator panel that I also designed. Now you can see like both of those things, the role select as well as the administrator panel, which the link would show up in the nav bar, both of those things are absent. And that's because I replaced all of that with active admin, which I'll show you guys right now. And this gem is pretty awesome for managing all the comments, notes, projects, tags, tasks, even users, just everything on the back end as an administrator. Now this is a little bit different from the system that I had in terms of the user roles, which was strictly for front end. So if I were to even though I'm logged in as an administrator right now, if I were to go back to here and try and access somebody else's project, let's see, 3, 2. So if I were to access project 1, I'm just going to get an error here that I'm not authorized to perform that. Whereas on our admin panel, an admin user is totally separate, but allows you to manage everything from the back end here, which is pretty powerful. Okay, so that's it for this video walkthrough. If you guys have any comments or suggestions, just leave them in the comments on this video, or be sure to leave a comment on my blog post. Thanks for watching.